rooted. It's really it strengthens our ankles, it strengthens our hips, and it also creates space, creates lots of space. And when we're creating space and we're releasing any tension or held emotions that are held in the body, when we create space, it's that space that we then get to nurture once again for planting seeds, for putting in our new intentions, etc. So if you are in a space now, let's get into the practice. I do have a mat today. If you've got a carpet, you can also do that, because we'll be doing some free-flowing intuitive movement. So we will start the practice this morning. Inviting you to start maybe kneeling if that's comfortable for you in your knees. If not, you can stay in a seated position. So just getting in your space, either seated or kneeling. I'm just going to play some music. So let's just tune in. So as you're seated or kneeling, closing down the eyes and placing your hands on your body, starting to feel the connection of your hands against your body as you draw your awareness from head to heart to body. And just beginning to bring all the awareness to the breath. Feeling the expansion of the belly on the exhale and the inhale. And then releasing your hands, and you're going to start to intuitively move your shoulders. So I'm taking my right shoulder, drawing it forward, and then drawing it back. And then I will take my left shoulder, drawing it forward and drawing it back. So keeping your eyes closed in this exploration and just allowing this flow of moving the shoulders, seeing if there's any rigidity, and how you can invite in some more softness, some more gentle flow and movement. There's no right or wrong way to this. We're just intuitively moving the shoulders. And if your neck wants to move too, remember this is always about creating more space and moving in ways that are feeling good and supportive for you. And just focusing on the shoulders and the neck. And breathing deeply. And if you're seated, you can still just move the shoulders. And let's move in the opposite direction now. So rotating the shoulders in the opposite direction. So going from back to front, back to front. Letting your whole body become loose and fluid. And then bringing your hands just back on your lap to rest on your knees. Just wiggling out. Taking a deep breath in. And then bringing your hands to the ground. So if you're seated, you can still bring the hands out in front of you. You don't have to draw your body all the way to the ground. Just move to what feels comfortable for you. And here, with your hands firmly on the ground, you can play. So you can play with the movement with your hands firmly on the ground or just with your fingertips. And again, here we're going to just bring in the undulations of the torso and the spine. So you can move forward and back like this snake, or you can move in spirals, leaning to one side and then the other side. So just exploring this motion in your own intuitive flow. Maybe you want to lift your bum even from your heels to give even more of a wider range of motion. Keeping your hands either firmly on the ground or with the fingertips. Just always allowing your body to move. Deepening the breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Sometimes we tend to hold our breath, so make sure you're aware of the deepening of the breath during the movements. And slowly returning back to the kneeled position or staying seated. And let's just take a moment to draw back the shoulders. So drawing your hands out, lifting your head to the sky, and then drawing your hands in, bringing your palms to center, to heart. Let's do two more. Inhale as you draw your shoulders back. Exhale, you bring your palms to center and to your heart. Last one. And then slowly transitioning down into a child's pose. So if you're seated, just draw your hands out and go as far as you can. Whatever feels good, but always listening to your lower back. And if you're kneeling, come into the child's pose, bringing your hands out in front of you. Let's just take a few breaths here. And then slowly transitioning onto your stomach. And then you're going to lift your body up, almost as if you're in a downward dog. And if you don't want to do this, just slowly transition to standing. So we're slowly going to come, if you walk your feet to your hands, and then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, drawing your body up to the top. And we're going to get into our garland pose now. So from here, you're going to open your legs a little bit wider than hip width distance. And garland pose is where you take a deep squat with your feet firmly on the ground and your elbows are pressed into your knees and you are resting here in this squat. It's also known as squat pose. If this is uncomfortable, you can get a pillow to sit on. We're gonna hold this pose for a little while. So if that's unavailable to you, you can also lay on your back and push your knees out with your elbows and bring your palms to center. So this is another way you can do this posture. So feeling which is the most comfortable for you. If you want to get a pillow to sit in the squat pose, if you want to do it on your back, or if you're going to hold the squat pose, then taking a moment to find which way suits you, because we're going to hold this pose for a little while. So when you're ready, let's get into the garland squat pose. And then closing your eyes and focusing entirely on your breath and any sensations in your body. Letting the belly relax and the shoulders soften. Noticing if there's any thoughts that are arising and just acknowledging them, breathing into them, breathing through them. Feeling the space starting to open up in the hips. Feeling this magnetic pull from the base or the root into the earth. Notice if there's any heat starting to build up in your body. And if you want to bring some gentle movements, very subtle, inviting this into just a little rocking. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here in this posture. And then slowly bringing your arms down, just dropping down onto your tailbone and coming to a seated. Or actually, let's just bring the butterfly. Yeah, let's just butterfly our feet. So bringing your feet together and just fluttering a little bit. And if you are on your back, just drawing your knees into your chest and just giving your lower back a little massage. But otherwise, if you were doing the posture in the way I was, just bring your feet together and just flutter out the hips. So it's just let gentle pulsing. And then maybe you just want to stretch the legs out. And then as you come back into your seated, inviting you to, again, with your hands out in front of you or to the side of you, just taking a moment to intuitively rotate the torso and taking little spirals in the pelvic bowl. I'm just spiraling here. Or I'm also just hunching the shoulders down and then lifting the chest up, hunching the chest in and up. So just playing, there's no right or wrong, just feeling. Creating that space that needs that today, just through intuitively moving your body. Your body knows what it needs to heal. let's gently come into the stillness, still in your seated position, keeping the eyes closed. We're going to reconnect in and tune into our bodies, so placing your hands somewhere safe and supportive for you, with one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or your womb. And let's drop in to see how we're feeling now. Is there more of a sense of ease? Did that practice feel fluid or restrictive? Let's welcome in the energies of the new moon in Virgo, here to reveal any debris, anything that needs releasing, habits, patterns, ways of seeing things. There's a big theme around perception and how you are viewing things. How can these old ways or these old lenses be removed? And with any new moon, we always invite in the new beginnings for a new creation. So any intentions or seeds that we're planting now will begin to sprout. And I'd like us to feel into the depths of our being after we've just dropped into our body, and feel how we can best nourish and nurture our inner world and our body temple. And letting whatever arises in response to this question today, how can I nourish and nurture my inner world and body temple? As you listen to the inner wisdom or the sensations that are present and alive for you in your body right now, let's be grateful for the ability to feel and attune ourselves to what it's trying to reveal and show us, and how we can take moments like these to really pay attention to the shallow or depth of our breath, to the digestion that we may not even recognize, but when we tune in, we might just start to feel things moving, the bowel moving, where we are in our own inner cycle, in our menstruation. Are we near bleed? Are you ovulating? What does this feel like in an inner sensation inside your body? Where do you feel a heat build up in your body from the practice? All that we're noticing is fine-tuning ourselves to feel and sense when something may feel off balance, and how through just our awareness alone, just the acknowledgement alone, can bring ease when we perceive it from a place of, it's needing to be nurtured or nourished, and not judge it as something that needs to be changed or fixed or pushed away. So maybe now setting an intention for the new moon and letting it be around self-nourishment, healthy improvements in your well-being, or any new habits to align to. So feeling into this now. I nurture my body by feeding it the most revitalizing foods that are full of vitality, nutrients, energy. And in eating of these superfoods, I gain in strength, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And what I feed my body also feeds my thoughts and my emotions. And so when I make good food choices, I'm able to make other choices that also will benefit what I need, what my body needs, and what I need to nurture and nourish both my inner and outer world. Maybe this intention resonates for you, or you have another one. So just feeling into what you set and what's important for you as you tune into your body's needs. And then when you're ready, we will take our 3 deep breaths to close, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. 2 more. And last one. And giving your body a wiggle, or stretching your arms overhead. Taking a yawn if that feels good. Rotating your wrists. Gently opening your eyes. Have a beautiful week and new moon blessings.